is a new year. This is my first video for the new year. You know what I'm saying? I had this bottle at the Airbnb I was at, and I saved this. I was like, I gotta save this for this video, bro. So you know what that mean, right? Happy New Year from Finna IQ.
We going. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign.
All right, so a little hot in here, so I'm gonna take off my jacket, right? But today, if you already read the title, we talking about remodeling your home, you know, and building equity in your house. Now, before we actually get into the video, I haven't done this for a while. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna need everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know, what y'all want to see in any other videos I'm about that you want to see on this channel, and anything you want to see in general. Now, if you've been following my Instagram, you would have seen that I've been doing some repairs in my home. And the reason for me doing that is, much deeper than just me wanting to have a house that looks nicer. I always look at things and look at the monetary value I can get out of anything. But really what I want to do is force appreciation in my house, which is something you can't do in a company or anything like that. It's something that's kind of restricted to just property and land and buildings. You can actually force appreciation by remodeling something. A simple paint job can push up the value of a home exponentially. So I was gonna show you guys pictures of my house and stuff like that, but I live there. I really don't want no one coming, I don't want no one coming by my house. So I decided not to do that. But I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm remodeling my home, what that's gonna do for me, and what you can do with remodeling your house. What a simple remodel can do outside of the, the aesthetic pleasure, or the pleasure of looking at something and seeing that you've worked on it and it looks nicer. Financially, what you can gain from actually doing a home remodel. So now, if you go based off of my last video where I talked about how most people become rich off of equity, that's the main thing that will really happen when you remodel your home. That financial thing that will happen. You will build equity in your house, and equity in your house is basically the difference between your mortgage and the value of your home. Now, with that equity, you can do quite a lot of things. It's not you're not actually limited to what you can do with it. If you go and a video, I'm gonna link it right there, so you should see a little snippet show up right here. The first thing that you can do with that is you can do what's called a cash out refinance. So basically, what you do is, if you were to do a remodel of your house, let's say you would just upgrade it a little bit, make it a little more modern, paint it, do some some outside work. Fill up any cracks and just make it more aesthetically pleasing. I would say probably a $10,000 remodel could range anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in value increase in your home. And what you can just take that money out, and you can actually use that for any purpose. You could use that to send your kids off to school, which I don't recommend. I don't really recommend it to use for consumer spending. I'd recommend you use it to further build your wealth. Which is what I'm gonna get into right now. Now, the first thing I would say, most people, probably the easiest thing to do once you actually take the funds out of your home, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're taking the value of your home and you're taking that money out so that loan will be closer to the value of the house. One of the easiest and simplest things I think people can do is just invest that money into the market. Now, you'll need to be sure that the mortgage you have, the loan on that, the interest rate on that mortgage loan, you'll need to make sure that's exceptionally low. I mean, not even exceptionally. Make sure it's in line with a lower rate. So anything, I would say even anything probably above 5%, you're most likely getting charged a little too high. You can refinance at another place, at another establishment, and probably get a rate anywhere 3.99% or lower, maybe 4.25% or lower. Now, how you're gonna make money there is the loan is 4.25%, right? Annually. That's what you're getting charged annually. And most times when you invest in the market, you'll average out, let's say, like let's say 7% return. So that means that that difference between that 4.25% you're being charged and that 7% you're making, you're actually making a 2.75% return on money that you actually didn't even really have, and you just pay it back slowly over time. So that's one of the ways that you could actually use the money out of your home to increase your net worth and continue to grow wealth. Now, another thing you can do is you can actually invest it into, let's say, fixed income type of security. Again, you have to make sure though that the return on your investment is going to outperform the loan that you're paying. So I live in the Bahamas here, and we have a lot of deals come to market. One of the more popular deals are these Alive. I don't know if you're familiar with the company Alive. This is not a sponsored video by Alive, by the way. I'd love Alive to sponsor me. If y'all listening, I'd love y'all to reach out to me. But this is not a sponsored video. I'm just using them as an example. But a company called Alive issued bonds to the public and preference shares to the public. And the return on those were like 8 and 8.5% for like 10 to 15 years. That definitely will outperform a 4% loan, and a loan that has a 4% interest. And that difference there will actually build you wealth in the long term. Now, what most people will do, they'll actually want to pay off their mortgage, so they may put extra on their mortgage. It's not a bad thing to do, but that's not how you make money. That's how you save money. I'm in the business of making money, not just saving money. So a fixed income security, investing in a fixed income security would be actually a perfect way and safer and more consistent way for you to make money off of the equity that you built in your home. Happy New Year again. Let's talk about what you can actually do with properties and homes and actual buildings. Let's talk more about that. So I told you what you can do with your money, more on the paper investment side of things. Let's talk more about like a physical investment that you could touch. You could just sell the home. I mean, easiest thing to do. I mean, it's not in our market here in the Bahamas. I won't say that it's necessarily an effective way to make money. Like it's called flipping. You buy a house, you fix it up a little bit, and then you sell it for more money. I wouldn't say that's the most effective way to make money here in the Bahamas, but it is something that can be done. If you're looking to sell your home now, or if you're thinking about selling your home, doing some light repairs on it before you actually sell it could actually cause you to, get much more value for it, or make much more of a profit from it when you decide to actually sell. One of the other ways though, and this is something that I've been really looking at, when it comes to buying houses and buying property here in the Bahamas, you normally need a decent down payment, because we don't have credit scores anything as yet. It's not here yet. It's probably coming, but it's not here yet. We don't have credit scores anything. So most times, you need the down payment. You need cash in the bank. You need money. And actually, what this will do is you building up equity in your home. So instead of, let's say you were to take $5,000 to $10,000 and just completely, renovate your house, you do that, and you go to the bank and you say that you want to buy more property. They'll actually use the equity that you have in your home, which will be, you still probably need to come down more cash, but the equity that you have in your home, which could be built, like I said, a $10,000, fix up could be $60,000 in equity. They'll take that equity as a down payment, and that in turn causes you have to come up with less cash, and that money can be used to help you buy more real estate, more properties, and kind of build you up. Now, one thing I would suggest is, if you have a home and you don't have any rental properties, any rentals or any properties that actually bring you income, right now would be the time for you to probably do that, because now you live in a home where it does nothing but take and take and take. You need to have something that's going to start feeding you. If you have everything that's always taking, you will never start working for money. You will always have to work for money if you always have money being taken away. You need to build up assets, and this is just one of them. This is just one of those assets. You need to build up assets that'll actually start to feed your pocket. So if you have a home now and you're looking to, say, buy a second home, you know what I mean? Unless you Elon Musk, I was talking with him being the second richest man. He just became the richest man. Unless you like, Elon Musk, or that may be exaggeration, but unless you have a lot of money, you don't need two houses that you need to be back and forward from. This is the time for you to take that extra money, use that to go and buy you some rental properties, so that you could have now rental income. So that instead of living in two things that just draining your pocket, one is essentially paying for the other, and not that way you can continue to grow wealth, continue to build up your finances, and you can actually be financially free. That's basically it. But I just want to highlight two things. The importance of understanding how debt is actually money, and the forced appreciation. I'll touch on the forced appreciation first. So forced and appreciation, like I said, is really only one thing. That's what makes property and houses such a, so kind of special. People like that because you could flip a house in that kind of way. You can, there's so much things you could do with that appreciation once you force it. You know what I mean? It's nothing else. There's no other thing that you can make more, make more valuable just by making it more aesthetically pleasing. You know what I mean? So that's what makes housing. I mean, unless your career is modeling or something, there's nothing really you could really do to monetize that. But the big thing here is using debt to make money and understanding how debt is money. Now, debt is money, and there's such thing as good debt and bad debt. So basically the difference is good debt is debt that makes you more, because credit card debt could still be good debt once it's making you more money. It's more risk involved in that because the interest on debt is higher. So you'll have to make a much higher return on your investment for it to actually be something that's profitable and actually makes sense. But good debt is debt that makes you more money than you're being charged, and bad debt is debt that's mostly consumer spending debt. So it's why credit card is linked to that. So once you can, if you can get debt, you can use debt to make you more money than you're actually being charged. It's good debt. I thank you guys for tuning into this video. I appreciate all the support I've been getting so far. People seem to love that PS5 video, so I may do an Xbox Microsoft video. We'll see how it goes, but I appreciate all the support so far. Like I said, peace and love from FinIQ.
Okay guys, so I finally did my financial coaching session with FinIQ. Big up. And let me tell you, I thought I was saving before, but I wasn't saving nothing compared to what I thought I was saving when Quentin actually did the breakdown for me, and he also gave me a strict budget to go by, and I thought I was not gonna survive, and I did. So now I'm actually surviving off a quarter of what I was surviving off before. So that goes to show, like, the things that we think we need to spend money on is like not a necessity at all. You can't live without it. And the thing about it is, I didn't even make any major cuts. I literally didn't. It was just going by a budget, and poof, voila.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Naran Ching, and I had a financial planning session with FinIQ, or Quentin, my boy Quentin. So what he was really telling me about it was how to go about saving your money. So I always used to save, so like if I have $240, I'd set aside 180 or something like that. But he showed me that you shouldn't save it by how much the amount is. You should save it by the percentages. And with percentages, you can actually gauge your money and see how you're spending, what you're spending it on, and how you should go about saving it by percentages. So if you have $240, you would say, okay, 100% of 240 is 240. So then you'd be like, okay, I'll save 40% of that, spend 30, and then spend another 30. You know what I mean? So then that'll equal 100%. So to be honest, I didn't know that's what you actually do. I just set money aside. So he actually gave me it was really insightful. The plan session was really insightful. So I don't know just how to save. I know how to go about it. There are actually steps to how you save. I didn't even know that. I thought you just get money and set it aside. You know what I mean? But it's how you set it aside. So the session was really good. And man, if you don't have no financial advisor, hit up FinIQ. place because you're doing yourself a favor.